What's going on, everybody? We're the Good Boys. We're back.
How's
Another
it
live
going,
stream.
everybody?
It's been about a month since we've done this.
It's been
Well,
has it been?
3
Yeah,
weeks. 3 weeks. 3
it's
weeks
been
at most.
3 weeks. Yeah.
Not bad. Last time we did a live stream, a lot of you guys enjoyed it, so we want to come back to do the same thing as well. You know, if you guys are tuning in with us live, make sure to start throwing some questions. We'll take some at the very end. As we're going through our topics, we'll also want to have a discussion with you guys as well, so we'll be looking at the chat. The biggest thing about this, though, is this podcast is just you and me just talking, catching up, and
It is.
having
It's
fun.
also. Since we're live streaming, you're not editing it and posting up on a different day.
It's all on the same day.
Yeah, but the past 2 days.
Past 2 days. Yes.
Past 2 days have been pretty
crazy. And there's a lot of things we got to talk about. The world, games, movies, and TV, and you know that's the biggest thing. I see that we already have some people joining, so thank you so much for tuning in.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And I hope you guys just end up enjoying this. So, you know, we little plain, little designer, but that's all good.
Yeah.
So where have you been, dude? It's been a while since I've
Yeah. Good.
put our mic right there.
Good. Still 2 jobs working.
Kicking ass.
Going to school. Almost done. I've got 2 years and hopefully 2 years. I want to say max 2 years and be done with that.
Yeah. And see, I got 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh,
2
man.
weeks. And you guys don't even know what's going to happen.
Look
Come
at
January,
that.
man, tons of content. Tons of content.
Geez.
That's what's coming up. But also with this, the world is blowing up. We're not going to get too heavy into it, but
craziness all happen around. If you're from different countries looking on the outside,
the elections are here, Tyler.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? You don't have to, we're not going to
we're not going to get into
choices,
it.
but
No, yeah. How do I feel about it? I think it's crazy how we just are going in violence like this, like people disagreeing with ideologies. I think it's, hey man, we all have differences, but we should get along with everybody.
We should, and that's the thing. Our society is slowly unturning, if I might not say myself, and
we got places boarding up because of it, and all this craziness.
Well, my work's gone through like a de-escalation program, so all of us go through like, if someone's attacking us and people freaking out and stuff, which has happened. People will come in and start yelling at us for no reason. So it's like you got to add that de-escalation thing.
Everybody's just up at arms about just everything right now.
Oh, 100%.
Everything.
And that's the scary part, man. And that's why we're here today.
Yeah.
To calm you guys' nerves, to talk some stuff. The future of gaming is next week.
Because that's why everybody should be just calm down.
Oh,
we got games. Dude. We got other things to live about. We have a life to worry about. Got some great things in life coming our way. We just got to hold out. Let's just hug everybody. Come together.
Love each other.
We're going to be all right.
Have some fun.
We're going to be all right.
So let's talk about games, man.
Yeah,
games. And the next generation is coming out next week. We have the Xbox Series X on Tuesday, and we have the PS5, the PlayStation 5 on Thursday the 12th. This is big.
It's huge. It's really big for,
this is the most excited I've been about a console since probably the PS3.
I would say this is, from what I remember, I was pretty young. We were young when PS3 released. I remember like the Xbox or the 360 and PS3 and like all the hype around it and like how people were waiting in lines and all that shit. I remember it, but vaguely. Yeah. This seems like that, but we're just now older and we're more aware with also social media and also with
it's
everything going on right now. It's kind of crazy.
We don't have to go mommy and daddy and be like, hey, you want to get me some?
Man, I freaking bought my PS3.
I bought my PlayStation.
I bought my PS3 and my PS4 by myself.
Your PS3 did. See, me and my
dad. I had a job before I actually was old enough to have a job. I like picking up poop around neighborhoods and like just doing odd jobs and just saved it. I was like, I want a PS3.
See, so for me, I was always only allowed to have one console in the house. There's only allowed to be one console. So my parents, we had a PlayStation 2, and then we got a Wii. My mom got me a Wii. Oh yeah, that was cool. A huge thing too. I remember Wii's were like really hard to get. I played the Wii, but there's like nothing. There's nothing to play on it. It's like Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild. Amazing. Twilight Princess is still my favorite Legend of Zelda, but we had Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wii Sports.
Yeah, I never really got into Wii.
Neither did I.
It was so hard to get, even as a kid. Well,
so my parents surprised me with one, got me it for Christmas, and within a year I sold it for an Xbox 360 because everyone I knew had a fucking 360, So we hop on the 360, and it's a blast. Tons of great memories from that. But then my dad got a PS3. So, then those, and then the PS4 is coming into play, and it's like, well, I want a PS4. And I saved up. I had a job at this point, and I was able to finally do that. And now, I'm 23 years old and buy whatever I want. It's true though, dude. Like, I own stuff that I always wanted as a kid. Never had a Nintendo 64 as a kid. Guess what I got? I bought a fucking Nintendo 64 during the quarantine. I only had a GameCube for a month. I bought a GameCube.
Did you really?
Yeah, dude. I bought a bunch. Dude, do you know how rare Nintendo games and consoles are?
Yeah.
That's why I started buying them.
They're like relics at this point.
So, like, do you remember that Pokemon game that was like Dark Lugia? It was like all dark XD. Mm-hmm. That game is worth $150. Dude, I found a guy selling a bunch of GameCube games, $80 the whole thing, and that was one of them. I bought it just for that game, sold the rest of the lot, made $200.
Damn.
So it's like,
I guess video games are an investment in some sort of way.
Nintendo games are. There's something, because they're limited. They don't make as much.
Oh, that's right. So because now, like, even they're like redoing a few games now.
Yeah, the Mario ones.
Yeah, and those are only limited.
So that's I bought the physical edition, and I told myself, if I find another one that's same thing, I'm gonna buy it, hold on to that packaging. I'll probably be able to sell it for $200 a couple years from now. Probably. Because there's a Fire Emblem game for GameCube, $300 because it didn't sell well. And they didn't make that many copies of it.
Wow.
So it's crazy how much this is opening. But, sticking with the next gen.
It's opening up my eyes to why you always, like, like, every time I see, like, how much stuff you have, like, physical stuff, I'm like, why? You're like, because, like, it will hold value.
It holds value.
And it's really opened my eyes.
You also got to
imagine, really
when I do live in an actual house, not all my stuff is going to be all over that. You know what I mean? I'm going to have, like, and I want my kids.
It's organization.
Yeah, and I want my kids to play these games that I played when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to play. I want them to know who Conquer is.
They might not even want to play that when you actually have kids. We'll actually have those full-blown Oculus Rift. That would be the standard.
Dude, if they did, so tell me this. Would you buy a VR if Cyberpunk was announced VR compatibility?
No.
I
don't think VR really is for me. It's not for me.
I might.
I'm too much of an easy person.
I am person. Too,
I'm
but
way too easygoing. I'm like,
something
it looks cool.
It's something cool.
I'm like an old ass person. Like, I ain't You young whippersnappers can go do that.
Whippersnappers, absolutely. But so the next generation coming out. Let's talk about the 5 games we're probably looking forward to the most this generation. This next generation. So I'll start with, not in any order by any means, but my number 1's definitely going to be Miles Morales. I love the original Spider-Man game for the PS4. I think what they did with it was, like, I've always been kind of iffy with superhero games for video games because they're either okay or good.
Oh, 100%.
And, Batman. Everyone's going to say Batman.
Say Batman.
Arkham.
Batman and the Spider-Man games are the only ones that are the outliers.
And I'll say this,
really,
Batman,
really, really
Arkham Asylum, and City, I loved.
Oh, the last one was amazing too.
Night, I liked. I just hated the boss battle. So disappointing to me. Spider-Man though, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero of all time. So is Batman. Yeah. So it's a little bit hard, but
I don't really care for Spider-Man.
I know you don't. Cool. I know you don't. I know you don't, dude. I know. So it's
so
crazy.
What are your favorite games?
So my number 1's Miles Morales. That's the one I'm most looking forward to. Like day one, what's the first game I'm going to put in? It's Miles Morales.
Okay.
What about you?
Probably Dark Souls.
Dark Souls
or Demon Souls. Demon Souls. Yeah, like we were talking earlier, because I'm not paying. I'm kind of just done with COD. I'm not paying $70 for just.
But zombies. Tyler, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna end up getting it.
We'll see.
I will buy it for you because I want to play zombies.
We'll see.
Okay. But yeah, Demon Souls would be my number 2. I suck at these games.
I'm absolutely terrible. I'm gonna get my ass handed.
Like, I'll probably be honest.
Gonna get my.
I'll be honest. Probably never. I will never beat Demon Souls. I probably will never beat Demon Souls.
Depends on my determination.
Did you beat Bloodborne?
No, but I got pretty. I didn't get nowhere near as close as George did. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I was holding my own until I was just like, I don't want to do it.
I did beat Bloodborne, but I never platinumed it or went back through it. And I love the game. I'm almost done with Sekiro. But then I stopped playing for months, and then it's hard to jump back into.
Yeah, those games are like, it's almost kind of, it's really like a game of chess. Like you have to it's just like skill based game. You have to constantly play it like for a full month to really be able to get good and be able to beat it.
Well, and that's the other thing, and even throwing in there even a little bit more from that, Dark Souls 3 I did beat, and I loved Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3 was
also the easiest one.
Also the easiest one. If they're able to get it where Dark Souls was, 3, this will be the best game that they put up to this date. And I'm really interested about what is it, Elden Ring, the game from Software,
and
is
the guy who did Game of Thrones, George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting.
Do you think it will still be hard? I think there's gonna be more accessibility to that one.
I think, yeah.
I think they're gonna give like 2 options.
I think you'll have a little bit of leeway into it, but who knows? From Software has never been known to do that kind of thing with any of their games. They've always like, this is just how we make it. You don't have an option. Play if you want to play and beat it if you want to beat it, but we're not gonna be one of those people. Which I appreciate from Software for doing that. Like,
I like that. Well, and they actually said so. Demon Souls, like I was telling you earlier before we hopped on, they're like, oh, like this game will be a little bit easier but harder. Dude, they're also giving the option to make it go back to the old camera that like gets stuck in the wall and stuff. They want people to have that same experience, but the reason I'm getting Demon Souls is the graphics.
No, I'm getting it because the graphic looks amazing. Everything about that game looks like for me. Phenomenal. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to be easy at all. But from how good it looks, I'm willing to sit down and try to beat this game.
Yeah. And, if it takes me 5 years, it takes me 5 years. Next game, kind of staying away from games that are already coming out. Let's talk about God of War.
Yeah, God of War.
God of War was my... I'm not going to... because we're going to get up to our top 5 games of this generation, but it was my second favorite game of this whole entire generation. I think God of War was a risk for the studio to change the perspective, but I think it's a risk that paid off immensely.
It was a risk, and from a storyline perspective, a risk from a gameplay perspective, and they did it phenomenally. Because if you watch any of the videos that they did for that game, they said it's like they were really trying to get a different combat feel, but make it still feel like God of War. That's what they did.
100%.
That's what I believe what they did.
100%. And that's my favorite God of War. Is that your favorite God of War? Or is it 3?
It might be 3.
See,
it might be 3.
I don't like the old school slashers anymore. Like, they just don't hold up for me.
Agree, but it's from a gameplay perspective, definitely the new one. From a whole game perspective, I love 3 because it's a full-on siege on the gods of Olympus.
And the opening,
and you're climbing up Mount Olympus.
Like, the thing about 4,
you kill every Olympian god in the most brutal way. You beat the shit out of Poseidon. And gouge his eyes out.
4, it starts very subtle, and then that guy comes to your house, and it just.
Well, that was how they introduced that character so well, where it made you feel like Kratos. You're like, man, you really hit Kratos like that? Like, you smacked him? God. And then you punch him I'm
holding off on replaying these games for the last couple of months because I want to play it on the PS5 instead.
And when he uppercuts him, that made you feel so small. When I was like, I'm gonna you met your match when you're playing that game. You're like, oh shit,
fucked him up. Number 4, Ratchet and Clank, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, I'm excited for Ratchet and Clank.
I mean, it's literally just that demo showing him going from world to world.
It looks really good.
That shows how fast this loading is.
Oh, but I'm from a game perspective, that's a console thing. It's gonna be quick. The console's gonna be quick. The game itself looks absolutely beautiful.
And I like the last Ratchet and Clank they did on the PS4, but it was pretty much just the original game.
Ratchet and Clank just fell off though. Yeah, they just pumped out way too many.
They did way too many because after Deadlock, I lost interest. I didn't even play the PS3 ones.
I played small demos of it, but it was there's so.
My favorite one is Deadlock, and then 2. But you know what I'm hoping for this generation, which we'll get to that next. But also throwing in number 5. I mean, for me, it's Horizon. I really want to see what they do with this next Horizon. What's your 5th most anticipated game for this generation? It can be for Xbox too. Are you excited for Halo at all? I mean, they did fire their new creative director.
No comment on
I'm gonna be honest. Talking about actually Halo, I think half this game gets scrapped and they remake it.
I don't know what my last one would be because I mean I guess Cyberpunk, but that's already announced.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean
Cyberpunk.
if that's what it is, then it'd definitely be on number one. Halo is currently right now looking like it's going down the toilet hole.
Dude, this is the second creative lead to leave or to be fired or whatever.
That's crazy.
That's bad, man. That's fucking bad. All right, so talking about this generation. Talking about this generation, most underrated games from this generation. There were many. Maybe even we can mention some games that necessarily I don't think.
Maybe. No.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're good. But we can also talk about games that maybe could have been better and had the potential to be better. My number one's for that is Order 1886. That game should have been the next Gears of War, and it faltered in that. Placing on also most underrated game, Days Gone. What a game that I think just didn't get the love that it deserved, and it should have.
Oh,
that game was shit.
That Far Cry New Dawn.
Nah, that game was shit. Let's see. Darksiders. Yeah, that's a really underrated.
Insane. This is mainly like all
Indies.
indie games. Yeah. Oh, Infamous First Light. The DLC for. Yeah, that was honestly one. In my opinion, I don't know if it was underrated, but
I think it was. You don't hear anyone talk about Infamous.
Infamous was a very Infamous, in my opinion, is kind of what like The Boys was.
Yeah. I guess
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Can you tell me about that property, man? I really enjoyed that. Mafia 3.
Oh, God.
That was number one.
That's terrible. That game was fucking god-awful. It killed the franchise. Killed the franchise. They had to go back and remake the first one.
Sleeping Dogs.
Dude, I forgot that was this
Infamous Second Son.
Yeah.
Mad Max.
Let's stick on Mad Max.
Titanfall 2.
Oh my God.
Titanfall 2.
So we got to... Let's get to Titanfall. Okay. First off, we already talked about Second Son a little bit. It's amazing. It's top 10 PS4.
If you guys have a PS4 and you haven't played it,
it was free for a while. Mad Max, though.
I didn't play it.
Dude.
Titanfall 2. Okay. Titanfall 2.
Titanfall. This should have been the next biggest thing. The fact that EA was like, we're going to release it right after Battlefield and also the week before Call of Duty. You're an idiot. That game should have came out.
That game was so much fun.
They killed it. They literally killed that franchise, though, man.
But that's like the thing with I hate EA. I mean, it was more Respawn, but now Respawn's doing Fallen Order. But EA, man, like you guys, like they just wanted to push it out just so they can make a quick buck. I feel like.
Yeah, and now they have Apex Legends, which takes place in the Titanfall world. But
yeah, that's not even here. No. That's not even so far,
dude. Titanfall.
Most people don't even know that Apex is part of Titanfall.
No. Dude, the best part about Titanfall was racking up those kills. And it was very easy and accessible to get into. And it was super fast-paced. And then you get that Titan, and
you get your Titan, and you see it dropping in. You're like, I'm going to my Titan, baby. You're like, guys, I'll be right back.
Well, it was like your Titan. We would all play it. It's so intense, so fast-paced. We would demolish.
Was it 4 people?
Yeah.
You had 4 people online. We're like, yeah, that shit was so much
so fun. Good. Dishonored 1 and 2, very underrated.
A Way Out.
Dude, I actually just started playing that for the first time. Great game. Great game.
I never played it, but I want to.
A Way Out?
No, Hellblade.
Dude, it's been on my hard drive ever since it came on Game Pass, and I want to play it. So I'm probably going to play it on the Series X before the new one comes out. What else we got?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky improved itself. I'll give it credit where credit is due.
After 4 years. Mm-hmm. It was released 2016.
Yep.
Separately have always been fun.
Mafia 3 again?
Sherlock Holmes.
I didn't play it.
Didn't know.
Alienation. No.
Never heard of it.
Tearaway. I didn't play it, but I heard a good thing. The Witness. I heard that was good.
Nine of the Woods.
No.
Next Mishima.
No. Plants vs. Zombies. Garden Warfare.
I forgot about
that. Okay, do you know what the issue with those games were, though? That first one was great. They did too much to the second one, and then they made a third one, and no one played it. They kept pushing out where they should have just upgraded that game.
Yeah, you killed it.
Dragon Quest build, I don't know what that is. Pyre.
Gone Home.
That's a great pick right there. That is a great pick. Oh my god.
So pretty good stuff in here, man.
And there's
I like that last one. That was a pretty good
Mhm.
list.
I'm trying to think if there was any other games that I was like, this is so underrated. I'm gonna see if I can find any on my phone real fast. Because underrated.
Bee Simulator.
Oh, I have one. Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, Bendy and the Ink Machine.
I never played it.
That was good.
Sunset Overdrive, guys. If you have an Xbox,
Sunset
please
Overdrive.
go download
Absolutely.
it right now.
That was amazing. We're just kind of going through stuff.
You know what makes me excited about this generation, Tyler?
What's that?
Is how the last start of the generation was so slow. Like nothing came out. And then this generation, it's like I think Sony especially is like, we're gonna push content. We're gonna push it out. Like, and their thing is pretty much having a new exclusive every 3 years. Or not every 3 years, every 3 months or 4 months. So like next year we're getting Ratchet and Clank in the beginning, Horizon probably during the summer, and God of War in November.
Do you think that some of oh wait, no, never mind. That was a dumb question. No, I'm
What?
gonna
No.
Nope. No one's gonna
I'm not even gonna bring it up?
Nope.
Well, what do you want to see in the next few years then? Is there any franchises you want to see come back? I got 3 in mind.
I was about to say, because we said that's what my question is, like new exclusives. Does that mean new completely, like new IPs, or bringing some back and refreshing them?
So let me go to Twitter because I have something to show. So
if that's the case, Resistance. I wanted to see that back.
Dude, me and my dad just started playing the first one again together. So Resistance is definitely the biggest one for me. I think Resistance is the game that I want to come back in a full-fledged. I need it right now. Would you want them to remake the original ones or do a whole new story?
Either or.
So it's rumored at the Game Awards that we will get a world premiere of the Silent Hill exclusive PS5 game.
Fucking shit.
And the reason that this is
when is that?
12/10, no, December 10th. So the reason that this is so big is because this guy named Robert Serrano, he has predicted multiple things. He is predicting. So these are leaks. He's gotten a lot of leaks right.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things besides this one, Silent Hill. So this exclusive would probably come out early 2022 if it was announced, which that's fine. Other games that are rumored to be announced are, so it's rumored that Sony is making 2 AAA action adventure games. One we already know takes place in the Uncharted world, but it's not with Nathan Drake. That's fine. But it's not made by Naughty Dog. That's what's nervous to me. But it's rumored it could be being made by the guys who did Demon Souls.
Okay.
Because it's Blue Point doing that game, not From Software. Next thing, they're rumored they're doing another AAA action adventure. Where's Jak and Daxter? Where is Jak and Daxter? Where's Sly Cooper? Where are these characters? Because I don't know about you, I was more Jak and Daxter than Ratchet and Clank.
I would agree with that.
And I think the reason Ratchet and Clank, got a little stale is because there's so many of them. Jak and Daxter, there's 3 games.
4.
Well, 4 if you count the racing, but 3 games of Jak and Daxter. And they're all great. They're all great.
First one's subjective. For me personally.
Oh,
that one's
100%.
very much more of a Jak and Daxter. Like, not really. It's crazy because from the first one to the second one, it's like fun, kid.
Crash Bandicoot type style. And the second one's like guns blazing, GTA, Underworld.
And it's like a hard turn.
And the third one's like, let's go on that hard turn more.
Yeah. And then Light Jak, Dark Jak and Light Jak.
Yeah.
That shit was so cool. Especially when you turned into him.
Yeah.
It was
it's so interesting how they do it.
It was so
and that's between that, Resistance, I want to see a comeback for those. Fable, I'm a big fan of Fable. I know they're making another one. I'll believe it when I see it. It actually comes out. What other Sony franchises is there? Sly Cooper, do you want to see him come back?
It'd be cool for them to redo it.
Okay. So also adding in, what else do we want to see in the next few years? I want to see more IP. I want to see more recognizable new IP that we've never seen before. Like from this generation, what are the 3 games that were the new IP? Last of Us doesn't count because that technically came out on the PS3. So I would go Horizon, Death Stranding, which you guys can all say what you want about Death Stranding, but it was a brand new IP, brand new world. And the third one, I guess, I don't want to say Days Gone because Days Gone was just another zombie game, which I really enjoyed.
I honestly don't know that question.
But that's what's like, I'm like, when I think about what games came out on there, that Until Dawn, I guess you could do is really nervous or very different,
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I mean, definitely more new IPs, some new stuff. What I really want is a new shooter game. Like I
Me
was telling
too.
you, everybody, or just a new game that everybody also wants to flock to.
Yeah.
Like a mass like Call of Duty has. Like pretty much everybody, like Call of Duty, Fortnite,
Which
and
I think
Apex
Sony
Legends,
could do.
everybody
If Sony
has
announced we're doing a
chokehold.
brand new shooter, I think people would flock to it because people trust them already.
I agree, but they'd have to do it really, really well. They'd have to do it where it's. I'm not sure exactly how, but really like the three games that have pretty much everybody in chokehold. When it's like, what do I want to play with my games? Call of Duty, Apex Legends, and Fortnite. That's all. That's pretty much.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't blame them. You know,
I don't blame them either.
And they're all free. They're all free.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that's what keeps a lot of these big.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually ready to predict something. If
Okay.
Warzone keeps becoming a big money maker for Call of Duty, the next, not Cold War, the next Call of Duty will be free. The whole game. Campaign and everything. Or you pay for what you want.
I won't be surprised about that.
Would you want that? Because you've told me you want to play zombies, but you don't want to buy Cold War.
Yeah, because
So if zombies was $30, would you buy it?
Yeah. I don't like Cold War because of the multiplayer. I don't really care for the campaign because I know my own history already.
Yeah.
I've read it in plenty of books. I went to school for a reason, right?
I haven't
don't
really
need to play
enjoyed
it
a Call of Duty campaign. I mean, I like Modern Warfares, but besides that, I haven't enjoyed a Call of Duty campaign since like Black Ops 2.
Yeah, like old history, it's intriguing for me to read in a book.
Yeah.
And even watch documentaries on it. But I don't want to play a video game. My own personal opinion.
No, and I get that. Someone did ask
modern
a question.
Times.
Yeah.
Like I love the new COD because of also how it felt. It didn't feel arcadey.
No,
this one
it is arcadey. It's more regular Call of Duty. But I gotta be honest, that's more my style. I like that Call of Duty.
And that's also like why it's nice to have this. I mean, for the nice part about COD is that you always have a different
and you can keep playing Modern Warfare. That's the cool thing. You can keep playing Modern Warfare.
Which I probably won't. I'm Cyberpunk. I'm such a fanboy. It's ridiculous.
Dude, so am I. So someone did ask a thing, and I see a lot of people are asking questions. So thank you so much. We will get to all your guys' questions.
Let's answer a few of them right now.
Even if they don't pertain to video games.
Yeah, let's just answer a few real quick.
All right. What's the scariest game you've ever played? Scariest. It's not a game, but it's a demo. PT.
Yeah, so if we're not PT for sure because that was just like you didn't want to play it, but you I gotta play.
And like Tyler said, we are gonna start answering some questions right now. So
we'll answer 5 right now.
5 really good ones. What's this? Yeah, so PT. But talking about an actual game. Yeah. I mean, Outlast 2. Remember when you, me, George, and Curtis were trying to play that game?
I'll beat you on that one. Dead Space 1.
I'll beat you on that one. Dead Space 2. No.
Dead Space 1.
Dead Space 1.
Dead Space 1.
Because Dead Space 2, you got a bigger arsenal, so it wasn't as scary.
The thing about Dead Space 2 is that it really made you like
the little kids.
Oh, dude, yeah, in the playground, yeah, that shit was weird. But Dead Space 2 made you feel like, all right, you've already kind of been through this. You know what it's kind of about. You are a little bit more acquainted Isaac is as a character, but there's still this like these aliens, whatever the fuck they are. They're still a very huge threat, and especially you can get overwhelmed quick.
And the first one's tough.
The first one's tough, but the first one has like the worst feeling of isolation.
And it was like the worst thing because you see a dead like body in the corner and you'll shoot it and you're like, okay, it's dead. And it still comes to life.
Yeah. If you guys haven't played Dead Space 1.
Yeah. And then you get 2, which is another great game.
Yeah. Like I wish 3
was good.
I wish that this was still around. I wish someone does redo that.
Who would you want to make that game?
I don't know. I just want to see the first one remade because it is a little clunky with the controls. But the atmosphere for that, this feeling of like it is dead silent, you're in space by yourself is such a weird like. It's one of my favorite horror games.
I think you're gonna like this question. Zane TV asks, without being political, what's the vibe like in Arizona right now with elections so close? Stay safe, guys.
I appreciate you.
This
morning, you stay safe as well wherever you guys are. Everybody in your state, stay safe. Please spread good vibes. Try to
good vibes.
In Arizona,
you saw that protest. That's not. The protests with the guns and stuff like that.
Yeah. So over here in Arizona, we are. I mean,
we voted blue.
I mean, but then again, it's that's also another thing weird about this whole election is that we're still counting, and a lot of other stuff. So many things.
There's so many things, and we're not trying to get political or anything. This is more of a fun show, but
I'm just telling people as it is. Arizona has historically been a red state. We technically turned blue. So with that being said, we have a lot of red-leaning people, obviously. With that being said, the red does not want the blue to win, so that kind of looks in like everything. If you're paying attention to the polls, people are getting a little bit of unrest. But again, that's not what it's about. Like, people need to understand, like, we have to. Everybody doesn't like, if your side loses, whoever you voted for, if your side loses, we need to lose with dignity. Like, that's just how it is. Next 4 years come, we start again. It's too much. Everybody needs to just chill out, hang out with everybody. Like, stop being so intense. But for me, I want to say there's definitely a little bit of a vibe, but nothing too crazy, too intense.
Yeah.
So
I would say the writing's a little dumb, but that's just my opinion. Why you gotta bring a gun? Why do you have to hold your guns outside? That's just my thought. This isn't the Wild fucking West, man.
I agree.
All right. Moving forward, COD multiplayer could go free but not campaign. It's what Halo Infinite is doing. From what I understand, Halo Infinite, the multiplayer is still not free.
Oh.
Do you want to do the research real fast? I mean, you can look it up. From what I understand, so, I mean, if you have Game Pass, Halo Infinite's free. So, and that's a great price, you know? So, if that's what you mean by that, I can get it. I could see COD doing a free campaign, though. Is it free?
Wow. Halo Infinite's multiplayer mode will be free to play and support up to 120 frames per second.
I was wrong. Thank you.
Microsoft has announced. News comes from a leak from Simplest Toys Superstores, which briefly posted details. Google Cache about Halo Infinite multiplayer on a promotional page this week before quickly removing them once the internet discovered the references. This was, let me see when this was posted so you guys can know. July 31st this year.
Okay, so that actually changes stuff. So yeah, that's actually really big. In fact, really, really big. And I really, to see that Microsoft's doing that, it's smart. But again, I can see COD campaign still going free.
I could too, especially with other games going free too. It's just more of a competition.
I'm going to tell you right now, the zombie mode goes free.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you this right now. The multiplayer will always be a fee. Zombies mode, the fact that they're add-ons are all free. If Zombies is a big hit this year, Zombies becomes a frequent thing every year now.
And they'll figure out a way to get money win. Yep. Just like, but then that goes, this is interesting because at that point, you're really only paying for the game for two things.
Yeah, which
the multiplayer and that's
what it comes down to. You buy what you want. Because I'll tell you this, I'm not going to buy the multiplayer. I'd buy Zombies.
But then now, now from a company standpoint, it's interesting because now they're like, if they're looking at this and they're having these meetings, like, okay, we have basically everybody only wants Warzone. That's pretty much what everybody wants. That's what everybody plays. Yeah. And everybody, I mean, the nice addition of now we added free zombies, but no one's really wanting multiplayer that much. I mean, unless my perception is wrong, and there's actually still a ton of people that still want to play multiplayer.
I think there is a lot of people. But it comes down to that free thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think the people who play multiplayer are the people who can afford to buy the game. The people who are playing Warzone are kids who can't buy games.
Good point. Good point.
You know what I mean? Or need to get the permission to play a game.
It also is somewhat of a safer thing for people on mics and shit like that too. So little kids don't have to worry about the whole online bullying thing.
Which is totally fine. Now we got two questions from Damien Scott we're both going to take. Who bought your first video game system? I mean, that was my dad.
So those are the last two that we'll continue.
Yeah, so this one and then favorite fighting game.
All right, so what was the first one?
Who bought your first video game system? I mean, my parents did.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your first one was in the house?
Yeah, they got me a 360, but it was like everybody got it.
Yeah.
But then quickly after that, because I've just, like I said, I've always worked. No matter, like, I've always, like, tried to have, like, some money on me as a kid. So after that, I mean, the Xbox 360 was cool, but I remember as a kid not being able to play online.
Yeah.
Because my parents weren't going to pay the online for it.
Which that's the same thing for me. Dude. Yeah. They didn't want to pay for it either, so I had to pay for it.
With that being so, I was like, as a kid, I was like, well, there's so many things that, like, I wanted to play as a kid that I got to miss out on. Yeah. I didn't play online multiplayer for for Modern Warfare 2 until way later.
That's
I
nice.
missed out on like the intervention stuff. I missed out on a lot of it. And so I was like, that me being me and the person I am was like, all right, well, I'm going to get a PS3 and not pay for it because I mean, I wanted to play online. So
it was
as a
free,
kid, I was like,
so-
I'm going to get that. I was like, I'm not going to have
Totally
my parents
agree.
do it for me. I'm just going to do it myself.
Favorite fighting game though.
Ooh.
For me, I gotta say a shout out to Injustice 2.
I was about to say Injustice 2 because they had the gear system.
and which
they had
made you want to keep playing it.
Yeah.
Which Mortal Kombat, the newest one, kind of did that, and it was fun.
But it
wasn't as in depth.
But the thing with that is like you have Mortal Kombat, which I mean the Mortal Kombat characters are cool. You know
But
of
it's
them.
Injustice.
But
it's
Injustice, DC characters, you can customize Scarecrow, Superman, like all
and then,
these
like,
guys.
the add-ons they were adding, Hellboy, the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
So,
they added so much cool
The
stuff.
next Injustice. What's the number one character you want in the game?
Man, I have no idea, honestly.
I know who you would say. I'm surprised you didn't say it. Dr. Manhattan. You don't want the Watchmen characters in it?
That would be. I didn't even think about that. Rorschach, yeah.
So that's mine. That's
true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Now, if we're going straight DC,
That'd be cool.
I love the Ninja Turtles. I'd love them to dive more into those characters like Splinter, Shredder.
Yeah, those would be really cool too.
So there's a lot
They
out
had
there.
a few. What else did they add? They had Enchantress, right?
They had Enchantress, Ninja Turtles, Raiden, which I hate. Oh, they didn't do Spawn, but they put Spawn in Mortal Kombat. I want Spawn in the Injustice games.
Yeah, Spawn would have been cool, but
Which,
I mean,
dude, they just added Rambo and the Terminator.
Yeah, that thing is hilarious. They added Rambo.
There's rumors they're adding Ash Williams later on.
That's so
RoboCop's
awesome.
in it now. I love how they're using this one as more of like, we're gonna do. Can they just do like?
And I love how Ninja Realm
fighting though, like a movie, like.
But do you know what's funny? Ninja Realm, the guy, the main guy, he's very outspoken.
Ed Boon,
Yeah. He even says like we're not doing any more after like this person. Like he's very like spoken, and when he says stuff, it's usually like true.
Mm-hmm.
This one's not true. They keep on adding it because I'm assuming
Mortal Kombat,
COVID.
I'm sure they just got more time.
Exactly.
Dude,
They're
I
like,
want them to do a straight up movie fighting game. Rambo, Terminator, Jason, Freddy, Tex. They've already had all these characters before.
Yeah.
Remember when they had Kratos?
It wouldn't work though. I think having them as cameos works better because you're buying a game for an actual franchise. I don't know. It's
you never
cool.
know. You never know. Super Smash Brothers, man.
Oh shit! They also had Alien and Predator.
Yeah. They've had everyone.
Jason.
They have
Leatherface. Yeah.
The few they haven't had is like Chucky, Scream.
Well, you can't be really Chucky. Be weird. Be a little kid. He's running like 2 feet.
Him and the Leprechaun can fight with each other.
So,
but I really like it. I really like it. All right. So jumping in, round up the top 5 games of this generation, man, before we jump into the movies and TV. I'm going to go with it. Last of Us Part 2, my number 1. I've, again, said it. I've never been that affected by a story while playing it. The fact that the game made me feel like I was actually beating the shit out of someone and actually killing them. Games never made me feel that. And the games never made me look back and be like, did I need to shoot that dog?
Did I have to do that?
Could I have maybe snuck around a little bit better? I guess because when you shoot the dog, it's like you hear, Tony, runs over to his dog, starts shooting, pop him in the head.
I'll play.
You can borrow it from me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, yeah. Since I have the disc drive,
I got 2 copies of it.
I have a disc drive, so I'll just borrow 1 copy, pop it in next week, practically. I'm so excited.
Me too, man. And you can borrow Ghost too if you need to. Or you can just buy it.
Oh yeah, honestly. Oh no, I'll probably buy.
Okay.
Ghost.
That way we can play Legends.
Exactly, I'll buy. Oh my god, this next generation, like everybody that's like,
please don't sell this console.
Oh no! Yeah,
like
no!
Tyler, this is what happens.
No, I won't. No,
he buys a console and then.
No. So what happened? I had my original PlayStation, like within like the first like month it got released. I remember
the 4, right?
Yeah, the 4, the original eraser looking one, not like the Slim or the Pro, the original one.
The original.
Had my original controller, everything. Had it. Never had the whole jet issue problem where it was like never had that problem. So like all
just
those
George. No, but I know there's other people out there.
So loved it. And then the Switch came out and I got a weird thing. I was like, maybe I want a Switch. Maybe this is what I want because it was in my phase where I'm in now where I'm like, I don't play video games that much.
I'll play them on the go.
Yeah, I'll play them on the go.
So you sold your PS4 for a Switch.
yes, because GameStop was doing this trade-in value thing. It was like trade in one of your consoles, a PlayStation or Xbox, and get this credit towards it.
And it was like a lot.
It was like I think ended up paying like out of my pocket because with also the few games I had, because majority of them were on digital hard drive. I think out of pocket I paid like $80.
Okay, this is not bad. It's not bad. It's a $300 console.
Yeah, and I was like, this is cool. And long story short, didn't really want it. And I sold it on OfferUp, I believe.
Okay. You didn't give this one to your Carlos?
No, because I already had it. Okay. Sold on OfferUp for the same price I bought it at because it was practically, literally brand new.
It was like a month later.
Yeah, it was like, and I barely used it. Sold it to got an OfferUp, got my same money back.
And they were hard to find, so like you weren't even making a profit. You're just
I was like, here you go. It was like it was one of those weird sale times where it was like it's already released, but then like
it's still hard to find.
It. Yeah.
Which is funny. During quarantine, it was impossible to find one too. Now you can fucking find them.
Yeah, because everybody has one now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, maybe
it's almost the highest selling console ever now.
Dumped that. It's like maybe I want an Xbox, and I ended up getting an Xbox or bought my stepbrother's Xbox off of him that he was selling because he wanted the newer one. And I've never liked my Xbox ever since.
There you go. Just don't sell this.
Oh no, PlayStation. I'm diehard PlayStation fan. Yeah. I had dude, anybody that wants to argue me was like, oh no, you have an Xbox. You're like, oh no. Truthfully, so I am a PlayStation person. Mm-hmm. Bought my own PlayStation. Bought my own PS4.
I've always been more Sony.
Always been.
And I'll say this: the day they get their own Game Pass, if PlayStation now becomes like Game Pass,
it depends on what they offer and like the amount. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, it's like now you get that All-Star Classic. And did you see the list of games that are on there?
No,
dude, they added Black Ops 3 Chronicles Zombies, so you get all the zombies maps
from
Black Ops 3 on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like you and me can hop back on there and start playing.
So like Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass, there is a sickening amount of content on there.
So much.
Sickening.
Which I love.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's an amazing thing.
And that's why I have it. Now every EA game's going to go on there. I don't ever have to buy a fucking game again for...
Basically.
Yeah.
But here's like the caveat. What library, like how much content that Xbox's Game Pass library do you really like? This is like solid. Like,
there's some solid ones.
There's some
really
solid.
Good.
For me, I look at Xbox's Game Pass as like this. It's kind of like it's a little inconsistent.
Like
very inconsistent. 100%. PlayStation is gonna be like HBO.
Yeah.
Where it's not gonna have like the most and to be fair, HBO right now has a ton of content.
Like right now, what is the best Microsoft exclusive? I'd say Gears of War.
And that's even subjective.
And it's subjective because
I'll say this right now. Lost me.
Gears lost you, and I get that. And it sucks because Gears 5 started really strong, and then they did a lot of shit with the multiplayer, like the microtransactions that absolutely tore that game apart. Yeah. Then they updated it 2 months ago. They're like, we hear you. We're going to make it like Gears 3. There you go. Gears 3 progression, all that. And now it's like, I want to hop on. But not everyone's going to be like that. You know what I mean?
Depending on how this next generation goes, depending on if I end up getting an Xbox for whatever reason. And during that time...
Well, you might as well just keep this Xbox now. You know what I mean?
Most likely will. We'll see. If I have an Xbox and, like, say, the new one's coming out and it releases and it's actually, like, really, really good. Like, Halo 3 was, like, multiplayer is awesome. They don't have all this weird shit.
What Halo Infinite comes out and they're like, this is the best Halo yet.
If they come out and this is, like, and it releases and it's getting really good reviews and all this shit, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it doesn't look good for certain things. I'm not a person to go back. I'm a person to go back and eat my words. I will. I have no problem with that. I just want it to be good.
Remember how much shit I was talking about Days Gone and that I bought it? Of like, damn. But that happens. You know what I mean?
It happens.
Shit, and then
it happens.
For all we know, the PS5
same
could be a complete failure.
Hey man, just
we could be coming back 2 weeks from now talking about it. I don't think so though.
I don't.
There's too much writing on these two consoles.
There's too many people have gone and have given a good praise. It's inevitable. The only thing that could really break these consoles is if it's like a red ring of death or shit.
Well, and that's the thing. And a lot of people are like wondering more like, oh, I can't wait to see how these consoles break. People need to remember that they've been building these two consoles for the last like 5 years.
Well, not only that.
The Xbox One X was a prototype of the Series X.
Dude, just people, like think before you speak. Like, just think about it.
Mhm.
Technology perspective standpoint.
Well,
How much and how good has technology came from the 360 era to now?
It's huge.
It's not and if you look at it on paper, a time perspective, it's not that long of a time.
Mm-mm.
But when it comes to technology and how fast we came from our first cell phones ever here that we had to when we had the first flip phone to when we had our first smartphone to the time where we have it now, it's very quick leaps and they're fast. That's just how technology
and that's why this console generation was so short.
Yeah.
Compared to the usual 10 years, the 7 years was for...
I'm curious to see how short this one will be. I wonder if it'll be the same. Honest. I'm curious.
I think this is it for a little bit. This is my prediction.
I hope it's
going to be upgrades. It's going to be upgrades. Like with a computer.
I'd be
plug it in, you buy an upgrade, like $100 upgrade.
I'd be so down for
that. Or with what they do, and I think really Microsoft is going in this direction. You can trade in your console and get the next one for like half off. And it's like a trade-in program.
See, I mean, I'm even down for that. I just want to know, like,
because we all know there's gonna be a smaller version of these consoles
eventually,
in like 4 years.
And that's like another good point to that I made. Technology perspective, dude. We've shrunk like the original PlayStation 4 to a Slim, and it's the same.
PS3 Slim, fucking tiny. I have that thing.
Right.
The Switch. Look at the Switch.
Yeah.
You know the Switch can play Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, and it's rumored that it's gonna soon get 4K.
Dude,
so that's why I
can play with The Witcher 3.
That's so crazy. That's why I'm like, and in no way, shape, or form am I saying that these won't have they don't have a potential to actually have something that actually breaks them like a Red Ring of Death. I'm just saying that it's a little bit more safe.
Was there anything on these two consoles that
broke that I know of?
No, I think it was maybe a disk drive problem earlier. The jet engine and then...
But it's nothing that actually broke your console.
The Red Ring was bad, but I think that's because the 360 was rushed out.
It was rushed out, but I also heard that it was like some kind of adhesive that they used.
Yeah.
That would, when it heated up, it would melt it.
And it's nowadays, they go through so much testing and testing.
Yeah.
That's why Cyberpunk, people don't understand. Cyberpunk got delayed because it wasn't. Do you know why? Did you read why it got delayed?
Like because this current generation is holding it back.
Which I'm like, just fucking snip it. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that sounds so bad. Just snip it off.
I wonder if what they'll do. I wonder if when it's coming up to this release date, if they can't say that for whatever reason,
it won't work on the PS4
it won't,
and stuff.
It's just not working on current generation. I say at that point they'll say, "I'm sorry, current generation owners, we're snipping it because we pushed it too many times."
Did you see the stock? It went down like 30%. Wow. So this is my thing with it, and looking at Cyberpunk. The game works on those consoles, just not to their standards.
Yeah.
Whereas on the PS5, it probably runs... I think on the PS5, it probably runs at 30 frames. I don't think it runs at 60. I don't think those upgrades are done yet. But I think for these next consoles, I think it probably has that fatigue, the loading and textures, and maybe half the game works. But there comes a certain point where it doesn't break. I don't think it breaks. I think it just doesn't run the way they want.
It doesn't run smooth. I think, yeah. And that's very interesting because it's almost like they're being too perfectionist on this game.
Which I mean, get because The Witcher had a lot of bugs.
I get it even from a standpoint of like they've said it's like we want to release this game as best as we possibly can.
Yep.
But it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth like sacrificing everything that you guys have built up to this point because it's just not meeting your personal standards.
Or even maybe just have a thing where if it's for the PS4, it just says like, as the game's loading in, hey, you might encounter some things this game was made for next gen.
Yeah, or just say like, hey, we're sorry we said this in the beginning because I even still remember we didn't want to do a first day update.
Yeah.
It might have to.
I give them major props because how many times do you buy a game?
I know.
You're so excited to play it. You put it in 2-hour update.
Yeah.
And then this is your favorite. Yeah, every time. Like, and I guarantee Demon's Soul's gonna have one, Miles gonna have one, Call of Duty's gonna have one.
Everybody's gonna have it, and I guarantee you.
Assassin's Creed already announced they're gonna have one.
Yeah.
And you know why they do those? It's because hey, the game's not done yet. We just said it's done. We to ship it out on time.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
So over under 40%, does it get snipped? Do they not bring it on original consoles?
Mm.
Actually,
they have a lot of time.
Let me ask you this: does it come out in December?
I will tell you this right now.
Because you remember that post that came out, and they're like, "We gone gold. It's done."
No, but yeah, they even said even though it went gold, it doesn't mean anything. I will tell you this right now. If it doesn't come out on December and it comes out in 2021, my excitement for this will definitely go down by like half.
Yeah.
And like at
that point, you're just.
Well, at that point, I'm like you guys prolonged it too much. It's like it's the whole idea of like dating someone. Like at some point, or like even shifting gears into a car. At some point, you have to shift from one gear to second gear, from second to third. Otherwise, two things are going to happen. You're going to blow your engine up, or if you shift it too late, you're just going to stall.
Looking at the relationship thing, it's like you see these couples that they propose, they get engaged. They're engaged for 5 years.
Yeah, when's the marriage going to happen?
And that's the thing.
And
it's
then
like,
now it's like, so are you like?
Are
that's
you
why
getting
I'm like,
married? Are you not?
Yeah, so like it's in no way, shape, or form will I like eventually like not be excited about this game. Like still very excited. But I can tell you, my excitement for it a month ago,
like taking off time to play it,
a month or two months ago, my excitement for it was like about to explode. Now I'm like, all right, well, I know it's here. I'm just like, can I just have it now?
And that's the thing. At that point, they should just release it for the next gen of consoles. If you still want to work on the other version, feel free to.
Yeah.
But they just get it later, or not at all. I mean, say it's a hard thing.
Not at all. I mean, that'd be yeah. That's
if they announced Cyberpunk for the Switch. How I think they could figure it out.
I don't think they could.
They got The Witcher on there, man.
They could.
But it's scaled back a lot, so we'll see. Let's go into movies and TVs now, man. Streaming, is it the future for giant blockbusters? I ask you this because I put Dune in here, right? We've seen the Dune trailer. Yeah. We talked about Dune. I know someone who saw it. at a test screening.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do they say?
10 out of 10, best film we've seen in the last 5 years. Picky fucking guy. Not going to get in really much details, but said it's one of the best games. Or best movies. But he told me something specific. That's why I posed this question. They asked, is this a movie that needs to be seen in theaters, or would you watch it on streaming? This is over a $300 million film.
That is a humongous
question to ask. So now that makes me think.
And that question alone says so much more.
So that movie's supposed to come out in October of next year. There's been a couple films this year, not big ones by any means, not as that big, but semi, that have been put on streaming services. Did you hear what Apple TV and Netflix tried buying? The new James Bond film. For $600 million. That's how much they were going to buy it for.
To put it on their service.
Yep. They said that was too much. This is the future, man. So now there's one blockbuster left this year coming out, and that is Wonder Woman. It's still scheduled for December 25th. I do not believe it's coming out. I just do not.
What happens to movie theaters?
But that's my thing. So in the UK, they went back down on lockdown.
Yeah.
But before that, all their movie theaters announced that they were closing down again.
Oh, all of Europe's in lockdown. Yeah. Like, did you see what's happening in France right now?
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
I'm going to be honest. I think we will too. I think I'm going to say this. I don't think in the next week and a half, but I think by the end of the month we will.
Not to get everybody like all scared.
I hope not. Like, I don't want it to.
It's just more like everybody. Like, I tell everybody, and just everybody needs. Hang on, but everybody needs to. Wait, I go throughout my life and it's just more just advice. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but be realistic but optimistic. It's highly possible. It's highly possible. That's like, again, whole election's going on right now. Yes. It's just everything's so weird. It's possible. People need to realize, just be calm. Everything's gonna be fine. This is just a weird fucking time we all live in.
It is.
The good thing we're all in the same fucking boat in the same crazy ass roller coaster. Yeah, it's possible. We'll see. I'm just curious to see what happens with movie theaters. It's gonna be strange. I mean, it could. I don't think they. Like, truthfully, I kind of look at this as like a progression of times in a different generation where this is basically like drive-in movies now. Like, this is our version of drive-in movies where movie theaters are going to be far and few in between soon.
And I went to a drive-in theater, and it's not that comfortable. But yes, this is big. So do you think Wonder Woman comes out this year? If it does come out, do you think it goes to streaming?
Yeah.
I think there's a 75% chance it does both. I think this is the right direction. I think if there's any theaters open, just fucking put it in. Yeah. And then a week later, put it on streaming.
Well, so that's also something that just popped into my head. I think that everybody will have the option to. I think now this is going to be now leaning towards not forcing people into. I think companies are all going to start testing to see what people are comfortable with, where they're going to be able to make the most money, which is more viable. They're going to give the option. So Wonder Woman, my prediction now, and even for Dune, depending on what it looks like next year, my prediction for Wonder Woman is that it will go to a streaming service, but it will
like
also
HBO, since Warner Brothers.
Exactly. But they will also go to movie theaters because depending on which state you live in, and guess what's another thing, every state is on lockdown. It depends on how, not even how bad, it really depends on just who.
Well, so Universal has a deal with AMC right now where they cannot release one of their big blockbusters at home for 17 days. It has to go into theaters for 17 days. Then they release it and AMC gets some of the profits.
Gotcha.
AMC had talks with Warner Brothers too about this. It's not confirmed or anything. That's big too. I think that's the smart route. Put the movie in theaters for 2 weeks, get whatever money you can, then put it on streaming.
Yeah,
and if you want people to pay for it, they can. If they don't, then they don't have to. But
I especially think it's smart to put into theaters first because the people that want to see it first day, and people like you and everybody else that has a YouTube channel and reviews movies will be able to go in, not have to worry about a ton of people going and seeing it with crowds because they know that everybody's going to have the option to watch it in 1 week on streaming.
Yeah,
I think this.
Does it make you sad that you'll miss out on some movies going to theaters?
No.
Because
for me, I'm a person that I'm as cautious as I possibly can.
Yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to see Tenet at home for the first time.
Absolutely not.
So, do you think Disney starts looking into this for Black Widow? Because there's some producers that are involved with Black Widow that are rumored that they wanted them to push it to streaming.
Possibility.
Time will tell, man. I mean, time will tell. They did Mulan. Mulan did fine, but I think. I think it would have done better in theaters and then push it on streaming. So
I also think it's funny because people are always, people also talk about how they're upset that they pay for Disney and they had to pay an extra.
People gotta make money.
Well, it's okay, so, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Just I get it, you're paying for a streaming service, but in normal times. This wouldn't be coming to your streaming service. This would be going into a movie theater, so you'd have to pay either way. And not only that, in a movie theater, you're going to be paying more money, so you're saving money by just staying home.
Especially and also family.
Exactly, and at that point, if you're also worried about your concern for your family about going out because of everything, aren't you winning?
Yeah. Thank you. Drop that mic, man. Drop that mic. So also leading in, The Mandalorian has started again. Episode 2 of season 2 is coming tonight at midnight PST. You have not watched the first episode yet, so we're not going to get into spoilers.
I need to.
But I'm just really excited to see more Mandalorian. And this last episode was amazing. And that's all I'll say. I loved it so much.
I got one spot of it, or part of it, at least for me, unfortunately.
That sucks. I know what you just say it. I don't care if it spoils for anyone.
I don't want to. No, I'm gonna keep that. No, I'm just gonna watch
it. Also, guys, we're gonna start getting into your viewer questions in just a little bit, so make sure to start throwing them in. Make them unique, not just what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that. In my notes, I literally said really good questions. Every question's good, but they're not really good. And I love everyone who watches this, but again, we do want those unique questions that not rank this, not what's your favorite.
We already do that for you guys there.
Yeah.
So unless it's a really unique, I'm even down depending on if you guys are into say there's a topic you
Ice Age ranking.
Not even that. Say you guys are super into cars, most basic thing. Be like, what's your guys' favorite?
That's different.
I know so many different subjects, and I have an opinion on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I'm willing to show
so do I. And that's the thing. We love movies, TV movies, the world. Give us.
I got something outside of that too.
So do I, dude.
Sure. What are your top favorite pocket knives? I'm I could probably have some.
You gonna walk out and go grab one?
Yeah.
What's our favorite vacuum cleaner? Right there.
Dyson.
Yeah.
Dyson makes some nice shit.
Yeah.
The Shuck's nice.
Favorite foods? Favorite
Nice.
places you want to go? I mean, there's so many questions you can ask us. So, all right, rounding out about this, since me and Tyler probably won't see each other till the week before Cyberpunk. If Cyberpunk actually
I'll
comes
see you
out,
next week for sure.
Yeah,
when I pick up my
'cause-
PlayStation. Yeah, but I don't know when I'll see you after that.
definitely the week before Cyberpunk. Definitely the week before Cyberpunk. I want to get together.
Actually, the week after the PlayStation releases.
I won't
Thursday.
be here. I won't be
Oh
here.
shit. Okay,
So the
we
week
need
after that.
the one as soon as possible. We need to make one so we
But
can
I think what we
tell
should do
everybody
is
about the
maybe we even
consoles.
bring in George for that one too. That
I'm
way,
down for
maybe
that.
we all give our first impressions of the PS5, and then talk about our excitement for Cyberpunk, and then maybe.
Will you have your
while we're
Xbox by then?
Oh yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
the first day too.
Yeah, we'll just have everything here. Let's just do that.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be like a special kind of thing in about like 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 weeks in roughly.
Tyler, someone gave us a really awesome question.
Cool.
Zane TV, would you rather be an analog clock or a digital clock?
Ooh, definitely analog. I mean, yeah, definitely analog. Because,
Your eyes lit up so heavy on that question.
Yeah, it's a good one. I was like, oh, that's a great question. Definitely analog because gears. I'm a very more complex person than I am with just regular battery upper power.
Yeah, I get that.
Great. It's a great
you get
question.
The ticking. You get the ticking noise too.
I don't have a ticking noise.
I would have in mine. I'd have one in mine. I want to be that annoying clock that's in that house. It's like it's completely
No,
silent here.
I'd be a Rolex. So just like constantly, just like it don't tick tock. It just always.
Whose wrist would you want to be on?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. There's a lot of cool risks to be part of. I don't know.
Would you want to be passed down from generation to generation?
Maybe John Mayer because I know he's a huge watch collector.
Hey, I like that. Be stuck in a like a little like fucking pull out cabinet. You're like, let me breathe. I just want to come out.
Please let me breathe.
That's what everything in my room says. Amazon admits you don't own digital purchases. What are your thoughts about this? Did you see this? So Amazon said if you buy any movies from them, you don't own that. We own it. You're renting it from us. That's why physical media is important.
Yeah, exactly what Zach just said. That is very.
That's why I buy movies. That's why I buy.
I don't like that.
I hate that, and that's what I've said. This is why I buy physical content.
Yeah, honestly.
Because you never know. Something like Bloodborne, for instance. I don't own that game on physical. I want to because what if 5-6 years from now I want to play that game, but some issue happens with the score, and it's always music stuff. It's always music stuff. That's why. And they have to take it off the marketplace, and then the game gets hard to find. Scott Pilgrim, that arcade game. Do you know why that game got taken off the marketplace? The music.
Really?
The composer only signed for a couple of years.
Wow.
So once that ran out, they had to take the game down. So now they're remaking the game with a new composer with new music. So now they can re-release the game. Awesome.
Yeah. Great question. That
Dogma. Kevin
I don't
Smith's film,
like.
There's a lot.
I don't like that. See, that to me is very interesting because I want to know in a legal term situation when you hit buy.
Mm-hmm. What is yours?
Well, not that. When it says buy, that button says buy, and you click it. When there's all that fine print that no one reads. What does you clicking buy mean?
Mm-hmm.
And what is the difference between a buy button and a rent button? Right?
Yeah.
And if it's at the end of the day, if I hit buy, and a buy is me owning something, right? Then what's the difference between buying and renting when you can always at any moment say, no, you don't own that anymore. Now it's mine.
Yeah.
So if that happens and you pay, do you get a refund?
Yeah.
You do?
No.
Oh, well,
Dude,
that's what I said.
No.
He said, yeah.
No,
I'm like,
no.
okay, well,
So,
cool.
like,
So if you don't,
hang
on. If you don't get a refund for your money after you click buy and you are now an owner of it, I guess, but Amazon's telling me you're not. I'm not that kind of person, but I'm suing Amazon for like $10.
Yeah.
I want to know. Back. Like I want to know. That's why I'm so. It's this very interesting thing.
So
how is that able to be? how are they able to say that and legally be able to say that has ground?
Well, think about it. We never read the fine print.
Exactly, but that's one of the things.
Yeah.
Someone is now going to be like, I'm sure someone's thinking about the same thing. Like, okay, now I need to read the fine print and understand, okay, what exactly does the fine print say? Because that's very weird and disturbing to think that like you buy something that's literally like you can read buy. Like I'm flabbergasted about this.
It's not rent, it's buy.
Yeah, and
so like iTunes a couple years ago.
So now you're just renting something which at the end of the day is still same as buying. You're just paying more for it and monthly.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Nah, so that's like weird. A couple years ago I bought South Park on iTunes, like one of the movies, and they lost the rights to it, so I don't own it anymore. So I just don't. That $10 gone.
Wow.
And that's why I now buy everything I can.
I know. I totally get that.
Like literally, like that's why I will always go for physical over digital. Because if years from now, say Cyberpunk, I own that thing on physical media. Years from now, I want to play that game. Something happens. CD Projekt Red goes under. They can't play the game anymore. Any of that stuff. Servers have to shut down. All that stuff. That game's gonna be hard as shit to find. So, throwing this out, what is one superhero movie you like that everyone else hates?
Blade.
You think people hate Blade? I like Blade.
I don't think people know about it. Maybe not so much hate, but I don't think people know about it.
I'm gonna say one. I like Ghost Rider. I don't hate Ghost Rider. The one with Nicolas Cage.
It's alright. It's not bad. It's a little cheesy. It's Nicolas Cage. I love Nicolas Cage because it's Nicolas Cage, but it's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. What are your plans after college? Also, congrats. Thanks.
Oh man, yeah. Congratulations to you, bud.
Thanks, man. But what's your plans too?
Well, you're first. You're about to finish before I do.
To be honest, I just want to pursue this shit more.
Yeah.
I'll have more time, and I want to write a book. I have one book. I have the outline done for. It's the 210 movies that made me fall in love with film. And it would be 3 pages per film discussing why. And they're not all great films. Like I have like 5 shitty films in there that are absolutely terrible. But I want people to see the difference between a great film and a bad film.
That's so. Dude, keep me up with that. Give me some updates because that's an awesome idea. And
so that's my thing. Like I wake up at 5 a.m. already for homework. Why sleep in? Just get up at 5 a.m. every day and work on that.
Dude, like for me, because I've worked all the time, I can't wait to have that mentality because already for work, I'm waking up fucking early ass a.m., fucking 4 a.m. in the morning to get to work, working 12-hour shift. But it's fun. And I can't wait to be able to transition that mentality in time into something different.
And seeing that's going to be the fun part, man. But also, like, I don't know. It's just exciting. No more school. That's what I'm looking forward to. Man. Like not having to do an essay. And you know what else I do? I kind of want to go back though and get a teaching degree so I can teach film.
That'd be cool.
Like just on a side thing.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing about YouTube, guys, there's no actual full-time YouTubers. There's all side gigs in there. Promotions, advertisements.
Pause. Everybody will always have different sources of income.
Yeah.
That's how you make more money. YouTube, like, example, just throw it out there. PewDiePie, for example. PewDiePie. He's not a full-time YouTuber.
Yeah.
That's basically what he mainly does. But he also has so many other different things that most people don't even know about. I don't even know about. I just know
he's very smart.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to realize that PewDiePie is actually a business guy.
Yeah, and that's what all these people are. They're all business. Those are the ones that make it. So, like, looking at, through everything PewDiePie has been through, look where he's at. He's still number one. I respect the guy immensely for everything that he's gone through. Like, dude, it was like, because it's
awesome.
I'll say this, like, the amount of money I make off YouTube is not enough for me to quit.
No.
But it's enough for me to sustain the stuff I usually know. Because of you guys, I'm able to buy the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and provide content for both. To be flat out honest, I mean, that's the truth. Within 2 months, because you get paid at the end of the month. Yeah. Within 2 paychecks, I paid off both consoles and a half.
Wow.
That's awesome, man.
And that's also another thing. When people say stuff about this, people that are receiving that information don't get like weird and like because I see a lot of people get weird like, oh look, he's making money. It's like, no, that should inspire you. Like, If he can do it, I can do it
And
too.
you can.
That should inspire you to make a YouTube channel on something that you love doing and a niche that you know a lot about. Zach just did because he loves
and that's my thing. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it so I can provide content. I didn't need both consoles. Did I want both consoles? Yeah. But I could have easily put that money towards something else I wanted. I could have put that money towards movies. I could put that money just for savings, which most of the time I actually do. I usually save most of my money from YouTube. So, or put it towards camera or lights or a microphone, stuff like that.
I'm actually, I was gonna say this, but I'll say it online. I'm actually creating a website.
Oh, you want to say anything about it?
I'll tell everybody what it's about because I'm such a person that loves talking to people. I'm just constantly in the beginning we were talking about
throw it out.
It's important to talk to people,
Yeah.
Be nice to everybody. Be on the side of we want to get along with everybody. And it's basically about how to really win in every interaction with people. And not win like, oh, I got the better of them, but win where you got into a situation, a conversation with someone. Didn't matter if it was good or bad, but you both left feeling better about that interaction. Like you left and with this positive energy from interacting with someone. And I think that's a really important thing. I don't think we have a lot of people nowadays caring about what someone's saying, actively listening, giving their feedback, stuff like that. I think the art of communication physically is gone. It's a lost.
Well, and I think for our next generation, that's something big to jump into. Our next generation, the younger kids of us, you see them like this.
Yeah. Oh, my cousin was just here not too long ago from in town, and kids just have iPads in front of them.
How many times do you go to the store and you see the mom, baby screaming, "Play with my phone"?
Yeah, and for me, that's my cousin. My own family's and I want to talk to her, but she's just fixated. It's kind of strange and weird.
It's crazy. All right. Let's take a couple more questions. Which console will you be getting, the PS5 or Xbox? We've already discussed this. Probably just joined in at PS5. Both, but PS5 will be my main one.
PS5, probably both, but mainly PS5 for sure.
All right, guys. Let's get 2 more good questions in here.
Let's see 3. We'll get 3
more.
If you can find 3, we'll do 3. If you can only find 2, we'll just do 2.
Let's see. I'm trying to go into the top just in case I missed anything. Someone said, "Should I give you my money?" Sure. Oh, someone said Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God, me and George go through this a lot. Even a better. So the question we also go about is who would win in a fight, or
Gandalf. Or, what's his name? Gandalf and oh my God,
Hagrid. I mean,
no,
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Who wins?
Gandalf wins
every time.
Every time. What do I like watching more? Fucking A.
Let me say this: I'd rather watch all the Harry Potters before I watch the Hobbits again.
Agreed. I'd much. I'll say right now, I like
4K extended edition steelbooks for Lord of the Rings. I've never seen the extended.
I'm going to say right now, Lord of the Rings, the first 3 over the whole 7 movies of Harry Potter. I enjoy the adventure that Harry Potter has, but I just recently watched Lord of the Rings 1. The last battle.
Oh my God!
The last battle. You know what? I can't remember which battle that was.
With the Balrog.
Not with the Balrog. Where they defend. I can't remember which castle.
Helm's Deep. Is that? You're talking about twin? Oh, so you're talking about 2? Yeah, this
is
2 towers. Yeah, Helm's Deep.
Yeah, it is 2. It is 2. Yeah. Yeah, and I watched that recently, and I don't even know when it released. It holds up to this day. It's absolutely still beautiful.
Really? That's awesome.
When you watch it, the digital, the crazy special edition, you're going to be like, I can't believe how good this still looks. It's really impressive.
It holds up. And this is the thing about Harry Potter. Harry Potter holds up too.
Oh, yeah. Harry Potter holds up.
My only thing is, so I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings too. Harry Potter's magical. I think they're both literally this.
Oh, 100%. There's
almost every Harry Potter is almost perfect.
I own every single Harry Potter and every Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
Both their prequels fucking suck, or they're just okay.
They're all right.
My thing with Harry Potter, the directors, different. There's a big So I just did like a rewatch during quarantine.
Did you really?
I went 1 and 2 in one day, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 in one day. I'm going to tell you right now. Which one do you think was my least favorite? You're going to be kind of shocked.
4.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's my... And
it's my least favorite, too.
Thank you. Dude, Goblet of Fire?
Everybody... I know.
It's nostalgia for people. If you have not watched Goblet of Fire in years, it's not great.
Hang on. The reason why I want to say Goblet of Fire is the most popular one is because... And the most liked one is because, in my opinion, it was the most action-packed, I want to say, fast-paced.
But it's not story-wise at all.
And also, it was the one that was on national TV the most.
That is true.
Anyone.
All the time.
I always saw Goblet of Fire, and it's a good one. But comparing, like, Order of the Phoenix...
Oh, so underrated.
Order of the Phoenix
Which that used to be my least favorite. That used to be my
good.
least favorite one.
Really?
And
It's
then
always
on
been
this
my
rewatch,
favorite.
I loved it. My favorite one's still 6. Half-Blood Prince is my favorite.
Oh, see, like 5, 6, and 7 are
and
like
8. All great.
Wait, 8?
7 and 8, they're split.
Oh shit. Okay, so what's
I love
6?
7.
So what's 5 and 6?
5 is Order, 6 is Half-Blood.
Yeah. Okay. So from 5 to the very end are my favorites. They get like I love the action.
I
and
love Prisoner though.
Prisoner's great, but I love like them find like the unraveling finally of like everything's just kind of going to shit. They have to go find these Horcruxes. I love that. Like,
and that's what I love about that is because the reason I think 3 to 4 is 3 so well directed, and then you go to 4, and 4's fun, but it's not great.
It's all right,
and that's why I choose Lord of the Rings because I think 1, 2, and 3 they're all perfect. Harry Potter, it's tough. I mean, it's really tough, man. I love them all.
I would like even to the
Deathly Hallows Part 1, very underrated.
Yeah,
it's slow, but it's more character meaning.
So much to the point that I love Harry Potter that like I need to read the books. Like that's definitely something I need to do. I want to read the books. It's same thing with Lord of the Rings. They're really good. I love them both. But at the end of the day, I'm definitely gonna go with Lord of the Rings.
Definitely, man. So I'm gonna go the same way. So let's throw this out: Star Wars or Lord of the Rings? Well, Star Wars, but
original
on a quality
original trilogy.
Yes.
First 3?
Yes.
Versus
the first 3 Lord of the Rings.
I'm gonna have to go with Star Wars on this one.
Yeah, baby.
It's 2. Even though I like the story and a lot of stuff about Lord of the Rings more than Star Wars, it's nostalgic. Yeah. It's something about Star Wars. What's
your favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh God.
Empire?
Return. I was about to say either Return? Empire or Sith.
Sith is so good. Dude, I made my dad rank them all in a video, and my dad hated Revenge of the Sith.
Really? People don't like it. I like it.
I don't know why, man.
It's the most action-packed one. It's like literally, it is the tip of the roller coaster.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
And then after that, it just fucking goes down. Like that's what I loved about it. It's literally the turning point. The first 3 showed you all the good side, all the good stuff, and then the last 3 is just the aftermath.
But it's just funny.
And I love 3, like how it's literally that turning point.
A lot of people talk
about Grievous is too.
Grievous is awesome. Grievous so much. You know, there's a toy of him that's pre-battle droid Grievous, so it's him as a human.
Oh, he's not
so cool.
Yeah.
But I just want to say this: like, I like all Star Wars movies. I don't have I have issues with some. With the sequel trilogy, though, like I like it. My biggest issue is just continuity. They just didn't know what they were doing, and it's like neither did the original trilogy. But the fact is, they were like, okay, we'll take what they did in the second one and put it into the third one. That's what they should have done here. Because I think Force Awakens does a lot of great stuff. I think Last Jedi does a lot of great stuff. And I think Rise of Skywalker does a lot of great stuff. The issue is they're just not all connected. Where when I look at Star Wars now, I enjoy them all. I think Last Jedi has a lot of thought-provoking aspects to it. I actually will go as far as say I think that's the best made Star Wars film. But I don't like rewatching it. I like rewatching the original trilogy. I like rewatching Force Awakens because it was a brand new intersection to the thing, which now knowing that Finn was supposed to be a Jedi pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
There's so much.
It doesn't help that now we have all this information about what it could have been.
Yeah.
doesn't help. I will agree with you. It definitely does look like the best well-made movies. As you were saying this, I was like thinking about thinking about that like best well-made.
And I enjoy them. I enjoy them.
Yeah. And what I
there's
was
not
thinking
a
about right
bad
there,
Star Wars film. That's my opinion.
what I was thinking about there when you said it was that battle, the last battle of Rise of the Last Jedi, or the last Star Wars to come out. I can't remember which one it is. But all the Death Star stars are coming out of the ice. And like that whole, like visually, that's amazing. That whole scene was like, what?
When did they build those?
Wait, like when did they build those? They have that much firepower and they still lost?
Yeah.
And then the whole Chancellor Palpatine thing.
Well, do you want to know where I want to see the next? So where I want to see,
and then all those like Sith worshippers, followers.
Yeah. So this is my like. I just watched the replay. So this is my thing with this is, I mean, I can't defend any of that, but what I will say is I'll look forward to the future now. If they decide to bring back Rey, which I love Rey, I love Finn, I love Poe. I love what they did. I love all the characters. If they bring back these characters, which I think eventually we will see them, I want to see Rey older and with the next generation of Jedi.
Agreed.
I want that next Star Wars film to be Jedis and Sith. Like there's tons of them, like Old Republic style. Maybe it doesn't even have to be Old Republic, but you mean even in the future, the past, whatever you want to do.
So my question now, but isn't now that everything, like they destroyed the Sith, isn't now everything imbalanced?
Everything comes back. I mean, that's how it was supposed to be in the original trilogy, and they all came back.
Oh, true. That's true.
But you know, there can still be bad people. I mean, Darth Maul's technically not Sith nor Jedi. He's in the middle. So you could have a faction of people that are in the middle. Mandalorian's a big thing. They could do another Siege on Mandalore, but live action. Just a next generation of
That'd be cool.
Like the next...
Or even bring back... I can't remember what they were, but basically they were literally in the middle of like, they just did their own thing. They were more powerful than Sith and Jedi.
Yeah,
you know,
the Gray Jedi or whatever they want to call them.
Yeah, they mainly had the. They weren't Temple Guards because anybody that knows knows anything about Star Wars knows that Temple Guards had the yellow lightsabers.
Temple Guards are so cool.
But these guys had yellow lightsabers. They're part of the Old Republic game.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That would be cool to see like a research of those.
And there's stories to do, man. There's stories to do. I want to see it. You got prequels. I don't care. Just give me more Star Wars, man. That's a good quality Star Wars.
Oh, that was also another thing I heard. Because I heard a rumor that Starkiller might be coming back.
I've heard that too. The game, not the show. Game.
No.
I will say this: I won't be shocked, but it won't be a continuation. I guarantee it won't be. It'll be. I think what it'll be is a new game, because those games don't count in continuity anymore.
Yeah, they're not.
But this one will bring him back in, and that's what I'm happy about, because the second game's garbage. I don't know if you've played the second one.
The combat's amazing. Everything else is absolute shit. The first one was fun.
And this is the thing. I like where this continuity is right now for Star Wars, to be completely honest with you. I'm glad they got rid of a lot of it. Yes, I missed the Old Republic being part of it. Yes, I missed Knights of the Republic. Yes, I missed Starkiller being a part of it. But it'd still be interesting to see how they bring Starkiller in, because Starkiller, now they have to somehow segue him in there with the Rebels. And so now I'm wondering, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think he'll be a Vader apprentice. I think this is how they do Knights. I think he'll be someone. I think he'll be like Darth Nihilus or Magnus or someone like that. You know, Darth Revan.
Starkiller was such a cool character, though. Like he was just a wrecking. Like
that's why I said bring back that same wrecking ball character.
But it's like, but that's also like the thing about Starkiller is that technically he was way more powerful than Vader.
Oh yeah,
and even rightfully so, even Palpatine. Okay. He was just so like unhinged with Force energy, and like that's what I want like to be represented. Is like this dude is a full on wrecking ball. He pulled a freaking Star Destroyer out of the fucking.
That's still one of the best Star Wars moments like from a video game.
He pulled it out of freaking orbit. It's crazy.
I also want a boots to the ground like clone film.
Do you know what I want? Republic Commando.
Dude, I still have that game. You can play it on the Xbox, man. It's so dope. Do you have Xbox Live? I think it's free this month.
Really?
I might be wrong. Maybe it was last month.
It'd be cool if they redid it or remastered it.
Please, there's so much you can do. Hire us. We'll give you all the ideas to make money.
I'll just be a director. I don't know how to do this shit, but I'll be like, I think this is a good idea. Let's see what this looks like.
You know, someone gets paid at Pixar to come up with movie titles. Someone got paid $30,000 to come up with the title Cars.
I like, look, I'm not even asking for that kind of money. I just want to be able to pitch my ideas so I can see it hopefully coming to fruition.
If you could pitch one idea for a video game, what would it be? Like from an IP.
My original one, like truthfully, what Prey should have been. Like,
that second one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Literally, like that's all. Like I want, like my idea of like the coolest game would be.
Who's making that?
I have no idea. It would be like kind of like that, where you are a bounty hunter and like you're a human that shouldn't really be in this part of the galaxy. Somehow you got there. Like in the Prey game, you essentially got abducted by aliens, got fucking shipped to this fucking different universe, and you're a human living with amongst aliens.
And then they made that remake of Prey, which is fine.
It was all right, and that's like how I'd probably do it. And now you're like a human.
When do you think this game was supposed to come out?
I have no idea.
2012. Jesus. Guess when it was announced?
When?
2006.
Yeah. Like I still remember that. Like that would be like my pitch of a game would be something like that. Either
it was
that
Bethesda working on it.
Yeah. Either that
and the guys who did Doom.
It'd either be that or just show the camera.
This game.
Yeah, that game would have been
amazing.
Awesome.
Man.
So it'd either be that or
graphics looks so good.
So for an original IP, it'd be that. For an IP that I would want to like pitch because I'd love to do a Star Wars game, it'd be a Star Wars game where you are a bounty hunter, but you are a force sensitive lightsaber wielding bounty hunter. Like you're just a bounty hunter that somehow you are.
So it's like a mix between
force powers, but you don't agree.
Is he a Mandalorian or just a bounty hunter?
You don't agree with anything that the Jedi follow or the Sith. You just follow your own path, and you just kind of hunt down shit. Like that'd be badass as fuck.
I want that. I want that really badly.
That's what I would do.
All right, guys, that's where we're going to come to an etching. If you guys get catching this on the replay, make sure to leave a comment down below. Let us know what console you want to pick up. What game are you looking forward to? And just in general, leave us some topics to talk about next time. Thank you guys again. And, of course, just stay safe, please.
Everybody. Yeah, stay
safe. Have fun. And we'll
spread good vibes.
Yeah, and we'll probably come back the week after Thanksgiving. So
everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
If we're not able to say that before then, but everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
Hopefully the meter doesn't destroy us.
So yeah, hopefully so.
All right, guys, everybody, goodbye.